AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane Studios.
Let's ride!
Hour 3. Off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR. Presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
You so. And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Oh, by the way, it's hump day. Let's hump, everybody.
It's hump day.
Didn't do it at the start of the show.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Really sad about Demario Davis.
Hump day.
Free agent.
It's hump day.
Leaving New Orleans.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Over.
Hump day.
End of an era.
It's hump day.
It'll never be the same again.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Super sad.
Hump day.
Got to retire the headband.
It's hump day.
Man of God.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Demario still owes me a sleeve.
Hump day.
Promised it to me last year at Super Bowl.
It's hump day.
The white and gold arm sleeve.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Told him I liked it.
Hump day.
Said he'd get me one.
It's hump day.
Offered to buy it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Said he'd give it to me.
Hump day.
Told his minion to get my address.
It's hump day.
Said he'd send it.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Minion never sent it.
Hump day.
Demario will be at Super Bowl next week.
It's hump day.
I'll find him on Radio Row.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
I'll remind him.
Hump day.
He owes me a white and gold arm sleeve.
It's hump day.
Man of God.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Making me sad.
Hump day.
Demario Davis.
It's hump day.
Leaving the Saints.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
But maybe not.
Hump day.
Could resign.
It's hump day.
Said he's open to leaving.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
And if you're open to leaving,
Hump day.
you're already out the door.
It's hump day.
Could he be lured back in?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Sure.
Hump day.
Is it likely?
It's hump day.
No.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Man of God.
Hump day.
Gone.
It's hump day.
See ya.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Adios.
Hump day.
Sayonara.
It's hump day.
Toodles.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Arrivederci.
Hump day.
Hey Siri, how do you say goodbye in Chinese?
It's hump day.
Say that again.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Music, can't hear it. Turn it down. Play it, idiot. Whatever. That backfired. All right, let's get going. Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn it off. What is that? Bro, that's something called Idiot by Evelyn Little. What is that? Siri started playing something called Idiot by Evelyn Little on Spotify. Have you ever heard that before?
No, I don't know what that is.
Well, I called Siri an idiot, and so then it started playing a song called Idiot by Evelyn Little on
You
Spotify.
said play it, you idiot. So it did.
I did say that.
So it did. That's so good.
At least somebody listens to me around here.
Oh. That was funny.
Man, it would be so sad when DeMario leaves. I was not expecting that today. Apparently the Up and Adams thing was yesterday, but I just saw it today on Twitter. We'll play that for those who didn't hear it. Play that. It's number one.
Yeah, I'm coming back to the NFL. I'm coming back to the NFL. You know, and I'm excited about that. I am super excited about that. You know, I keep training all the way through the Super Bowl, so my body feels great. I'm just excited for the offseason and to do it all over again. And however that plays itself out, we shall see.
Man, I'd be sad. I'm going to be really sad when he leaves. But I'm very thankful for all the many years we've had together. He's been awesome. I wish he had gotten a Super Bowl in 2018. All right, it's after further review. Spirits decidedly brighter around Lane Kiffin and LSU. You know, it's interesting. I was a guest on Feinbaum's show this week. I think it was Monday. And we were talking, and Feinbaum made some kind of comment about how, like, you know, it was just sort of in passing. You know, sure, Lane Kiffin isn't really like listening to what people say, and it was just sort of a throwaway line. It wasn't really even the crux of his question, but I know what it was. It was about the post he made with the hats, the Make Baton Rouge Great Again hats, and people who were idiots that melt over stupidity melted over that. Like, who cares? Even if he does, I don't even think he like. I mean, even if he does like Donald Trump, who cares? Like, he can vote for whoever he wants. Like, who cares? Whatever. But I said to Paul, I was like, man, I disagree. I think he very much cares what people think and say. I mean, he very clearly is on social media all the time. He reads the comments. He responds to people. There was the guy who called him a hoe, and then he confronted him about it, and that guy peed his pants. So he very much does. And then Paul kind of laughed and made a crack about, don't I know it? And I wasn't even thinking about it, but they have had a very public Feinbaum and Kiffin, like, back and forth whenever Kiffin is on set with them, like at media days or game day or wherever, or SEC Nation, about how Kiffin has basically taken jabs at Feinbaum for Feinbaum's criticism of Lane Kiffin. So anyway, I wasn't even thinking about it. But yes, very clearly, Paul Feinbaum knows as well as anyone that Lane Kiffin very much reads the comments and pays attention. But it was interesting because Feinbaum was a guest on Mac and Cube on Jocks FM, which they do the morning show in Birmingham. And Feinbaum is actually really complimentary of Kiffin.
In the end, I believe Lane Kiffin is going to come out of this very well. He took a chance, he took the hits, but ultimately, what was he trying to accomplish? He was trying to get to LSU, get position, and make them into a contender. And he has done that. So as ugly as early December looked, as embarrassing as late December looked, and even into January while Ole Miss was beating Georgia and making a run at a national championship, and Lane Kiffin was being cooked by everyone, including me, he may very well have the last laugh. He has put together an amazing portal roster. Could he have done it coaching up until a week ago? No, I don't think he could have.
Well, I completely agree with that. Like, if Lane Kiffin had stayed at Ole Miss through their run, he wouldn't have been able to put together the portal class that he did. But he was never going to coach Ole Miss in the playoff. I think we all know that. But I don't know that I necessarily agree about. Look, the beginning of December was obviously ugly when he left Ole Miss. The feeling from Ole Miss was a lot of vitriol. We all saw the Ole Miss fans, the 15 or so at the airport that were flipping him off and cursing him and everything. And Ole Miss fans, it'll be a long time before they get over this, if they ever get over this. The end of December and then into January with Ole Miss winning, however, I don't look at that as a negative reflection on Lane Kiffin. I look at that very much as a positive reflection on Lane Kiffin because he built that roster. He built that staff. He hired Pete Golding. He hired Charlie Weiss. It was his offense. It was his terminology. It was his players. It was his system. It was everything. It was his stuff. So, I mean, does anybody really give Larry Coker a ton of credit for Miami winning the national championship in 2001? He inherited a great situation, won a championship, got back there in 2002 with those same players, and what you saw subsequent was just the erosion of that dynastic program. And I think the same thing is going to happen there. And I think ultimately in time, you will see the inverse of these two programs. You're going to see Ole Miss erode, and you're already seeing Lane Kiffin elevate LSU's roster. I mean, even if nothing else, just the offensive advancement we all anticipate will happen in year one will be a great illustration of Lane Kiffin's immediate impact, regardless of what LSU's win-loss record is. So, I don't know that I'd necessarily agree on late December and into January Ole Miss's portal run being a negative. I think that's actually a positive reflection on Lane Kiffin, and in time, just like Miami in 2001, nobody praises Larry Coker for that. We all understand that was Butch Davis who built that, and Larry Coker eroded it. I think it's similar to what you're going to see in Oxford. But this was interesting. There's a piece that took this is LSU Wire. It took the odds to win the national title and like the Vegas consensus odds to win the title and used those to put together a strength of schedule ranking in the SEC. And so Georgia has the easiest strength of schedule, incidentally, and according to those odds, in 2026. Vanderbilt is next, South Carolina, Alabama, and then LSU is 12th. That's pretty remarkable, I think, when you think about it, because I look at LSU's schedule and I go, man, Clemson and Texas A&M and Texas and Alabama and a trip to Ole Miss, and man, that's going to be a really tough slate. But when you look at the national championship odds, the team with the best that LSU plays with the best national championship odds is Texas with 8.49%. After that, it's A&M at 3.89 and Alabama at 3.56. So really, Texas at home in November is your toughest game, according to Vegas odds. So as much as this may look difficult on paper, and I think November could be brutal, there's always teams that are better than you think, teams that are worse than you think. That slate may actually end up playing out to be a little more navigable than we think right now. We got 8 months to break it all down. All right, it's after further review. We're glad you're with us. Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com. Hey, by the way, if you're already on HRT, if you're already on HRT, I highly, highly, highly recommend you suggest looking in to switching to Goodwood. Number one, there's no membership fee. I know there's some clinics that require you to pay a fee just to be a patient there. There's no membership fee at Goodwood. If you're paying a membership fee, that's absurd. Leave today. That's number one. Number two, lowest prices, never any contracts, and when you do your blood labs every 6 months or so, they cover that cost. They do not pass that cost on to you. So you will save money. You will get great customer service, great people. It's Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. All right, let's head out to, we're late. Let's head out to Mobile. Ross Jackson's out at Senior Bowl practice. He'll join us next on AFR.
After further review.
Well, as we thaw out, time to get back in your gardens, y'all. Get back in your yard and just plant something. Clegg's Nursery can help. I'm going to keep reiterating this, certainly for the next few weeks. If you're thinking about planting a tree or shrubs, you got to get them in the ground now. Like, this is the season. It might be counterintuitive if you're not a green thumb. Like, I'm not a green thumb, but I've learned a lot endorsing Clegg's over the years. When the weather is cool, this is the time to plant a tree. Like, you want to plant a citrus tree, a fruit tree. You want to plant shrubs. Like, maybe years ago, my neighbor and I, we planted privacy shrubs to run between our property line. If you want to plant those privacy shrubs, you need to plant them now. Clegg's has a great selection. They can help with whatever you need. It's Clegg's Nursery. Any of the 4 locations in the greater Baton Rouge area, they've been serving Baton Rouge for more than 6 decades. So buy local, shop local, and tell them Matt sent you to Clegg's Nursery.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We're going to head to Mobile here in just a second. Scheduled to catch up with Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked on Saints. He's there covering, obviously, the Saints contingent. I'll ask about the LSU guys, how they're doing as well. Chris Hilton Jr., who played in the Shrine Bowl a day ago, hightailed it after the Shrine Bowl to get to Mobile for Senior Bowl here this week. So doing the most. We'll see if we can catch up with Ross as the afternoon practice, as I understand, is going on right now. So,
Update. The phone just went haywire, so hold bear with me, please.
Okay, so does haywire mean
haywire means I cannot get them to call anything right now. I can't even get a dial tone.
Okay. All right. See if we can Zoom or something. So, all right, we'll see if we can catch up with Ross. In the meantime, I'll pivot while we try to connect with Ross. I understand fully that there is not a ton of interest, excitement around LSU men's basketball, and I don't blame you. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that you need to be interested or excited. I'm not telling you what to think or watch or care about. And I know how the last 3 months have gone, from Brian Kelly being fired, all the hoopla with the governor, Verge, university president, all that stuff, into Kiffin Watch, into hiring lane, and the high school signing class, and the portal. And it was just this 3-month wave that enveloped everything. And now we're a little more than 2 weeks away from the start of LSU baseball, and Jay Johnson and his team getting out there for their title defense. And so it's been convenient to just sort of skip right over basketball because, well, the Pelicans have the worst record in the Western Conference, and LSU is 1-6 in the SEC, the men. So I get it. If you're not interested, I get it. And I'm not telling you to be interested. But in 38 minutes from right now, LSU is going to tip off against Mississippi State. And this is a game that, if they want to make the NCAA tournament, they have to win. Now, don't laugh. Yes, LSU actually has a prayer of making the NCAA tournament. I'm not saying it's likely. I'm not predicting it to happen. I'm just saying that it is possible and not as far-fetched as you may think. As of right now, at 13-7 overall and 1-6 in the Southeastern Conference, LSU is 46th in the net. 68 teams make the field, y'all. LSU's net is 46. You look at bracketology from Joe Lunardi right now, he's got 10 SEC teams in. Now, LSU's not in the first 4 out or the next 4 out. They're not even close to the bubble right now. They're 1-6 in the conference. However, one of the things that Lunardi has told us pretty consistently over the years is that committee does not look at or consider conference record. It's about wins. That's it. Not like strength of schedule and all that stuff, but not conference record. They don't care if you're 9-9 or 12-6, whatever it is in conference. Your conference record doesn't matter. I mean, Texas made the tournament last year with a losing record in the SEC. What, 6-12, 7-11, whatever it was. Point is, there is a path, and generally that magic number to get in is 20 wins, right? Well, LSU's at 13-7 right now. They're 1-6 in the league, but they're 13-7 overall. So, are there 7 more wins to get you to 20? You got 11 conference games left. I don't know that they're going 7-4 in their remaining 11 conference games. I'm not predicting that, but you do have the conference tournament as well. So you do have opportunities, is what I'm saying. But none of that matters even remotely unless if you win tonight, because this is easily the most winnable game remaining on your schedule. You are at home. You're against a Mississippi State team that is 2-5 in the conference, that has lost 5 in a row, that has a net ranking of 106. Again, this is, by a mile, your easiest remaining game. LSU, despite its record, is a 7.5-point favorite in this game against Mississippi State. Like, listen, we would be having a dramatically different conversation if you didn't blow a big lead and get beat at the buzzer by Kentucky. If you had Cam Thomas at the start of SEC play, you probably win that opener against Texas A&M. You got down big against South Carolina, rallied, nearly won it. Like, you let one get away on the road against Arkansas. That's a good team, and you're on the road and get it. But point being, like, the A&M game without DJ Thomas and the loss to Kentucky are two that you could really lament, because even with those, you'd be sitting there at 3-4 in the conference. You'd be at 15 conference wins with 11 games to play, or 15 overall wins with 11 games to play, and playing yourself into the tournament would feel much more manageable. Again, I don't think it's likely. This team just isn't very good. They don't finish. They play South Carolina on Saturday on the road. They found themselves down 30 at home against South Carolina early in conference play. And it was without DJ Thomas, so maybe it could be different. So you have winnable games remaining out there. But you're 1-6, and you're not very good. And so I don't think they're going to win them. But if you want to make a run, like if you want to make a push, and I do, like I want them to make a run. I'm not going to sit here and say I want them to fall on their face so they fire Matt McMahon and get a new coach. I want them to win. Same thing I told you at the end of the Saints season. Like, I didn't want them to tank and get a draft pick. I wanted them to win and have positivity, wind in the sails, and Tyler Shuck to be really good. Like, I want them to win. I want them to make the NCAA tournament, get this thing going in the right direction. But Mississippi State tonight at home, and then at South Carolina, like, you got to win these games. Then you're home against Georgia and Arkansas. You have tough games at Tennessee, at Texas. You play Alabama at home. You're at Ole Miss. You get Oklahoma at home, who's not good. You got to play at Auburn, then you get A&M at home. I mean, just the home games against State, Georgia, Arkansas, Oklahoma, A&M. There's 5 right there that I'm not telling you you're going to be favored in all of them, but could be gettable. They can do it, y'all. Like, there's a pot. Like, it's not impossible. Like, this isn't, the heaviest lift you can imagine. It's not likely, and I'm not predicting it to happen. I'm just saying, don't think like they're already dead and buried. They're not there yet. But you got to get this one tonight, because this is the most winnable game remaining on your schedule. So go win it, and then let's see how you do Saturday when you go to South Carolina. All right, it's After Further Review, brought to you by Rouse's, the official supermarket of the New Orleans Saints. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. Rouse's. Oh, say it. Rouse's, this feels like home. Hey, remember, inching closer, a couple of weeks away from Fat Tuesday. So still time to get your king cakes from Rouse's. Nobody produces and sells more king cakes in the Gulf Coast than Rouse's, with their 76 locations. King cakes baked in-house daily at all those Rouse's locations. So if you want a king cake, get by any of the Rouse's. Or if you want to ship a king cake to somebody, go to Rouse's.com. Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com, Rouse's.com. You'll see the king cake banner right there on the homepage. Click it. You can ship a king cake anywhere in the contiguous 48. So if you got a family member, a coworker, a client, living out of state, you want to send them a piece of home, a piece of carnival, you can do it. Just go to Rouse's.com and ship your king cake anywhere in the country. Rouse's.com. Rouse's, this feels like home. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. Glad to have you aboard with us here. Jimmy will jump aboard about 15 minutes from right now. Are we going to try with Ross?
Next segment with Ross on the video.
Okay, cool. All right, so let me break. We'll come back. We'll head to Mobile, check in with Ross Jackson, see how it's going out at Senior Bowl. That's next here on AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark in the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. Of course, Watermark, Baton Rouge's premier hotel property, and Renaissance, 13,000 square feet meeting space right there on Bluebonnet. It's the Watermark and the Renaissance. We talk about Renaissance. It is just a gorgeous spot right there on Bluebonnet across from the Mall of Louisiana, Perkins Road. Remember also, you've got Tallulah inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. It's a phenomenal restaurant. That's casual upscale dining. This isn't like, a sandwich shop that you find inside of a hotel lobby. Like, this is a restaurant. It happens to be inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. Get yourself a reservation. Great place to go enjoy dinner, a business lunch any day of the week at Renaissance Baton Rouge. They've got the terrace there at Tallulah, which gives you the sort of indoor-outdoor flow. If you want to take your glass of wine, your appetizer, your charcuterie, your cocktail, and enjoy it outside. Maybe not when it's 20 degrees outside, but you know where to go. Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Let's head out to Mobile. Ross Jackson, Locked On Saints, LouisianaSports.net, over there covering the Senior Bowl. Yo, man, how are you?
Hey, buddy, doing great. Thanks for having me here.
Always appreciate the time. Okay, set the stage for us, if you would. What's the day like today in Mobile?
Yeah, so the schedule is a little bit different this year. They moved all the practices to the late afternoon into the evening. So first practice doesn't begin until 1:30. On a day like today, though, out at the convention center, they had some media access and everything for a couple of the teams and a couple of the players out there to be able to kind of, meet with media, talk with us. But, these guys are also doing, formal meetings with NFL teams and everything. So they're kind of all over the place. So then after we're done out at the conference center, we come back over to USA, the campus here at Southern Alabama, and then national team practices for about 2 hours. There's a little bit of a break, and then American team practices for about 2 hours. And so that's kind of the rhythm, the battle rhythm of a day like today here.
Yesterday was shorts. They put pads on today. How different is the practice with pads on as opposed to just shorts?
Oh, the intensity is way up. I think that this is something you see all the time in NFL practices too. I'm sure it's the same way in college practices once pads go on. But, there becomes a little bit more when the big plays are made in shorts, there's a lot of cheering by teammates and things like that. But when the big plays are made in pads, for instance, there was a receiver running down the right sideline that caught a pass over a kind of mossed a corner, if you will. And when the rest of his teammates, the receiver's teammates, celebrated, they didn't go and celebrate with the receiver. They went and taunted the cornerback off of the sideline. So it's like that kind of attitude, right? Just kind of raises the intensity a bit. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I saw earlier today, I know Alondra posted a video over at the 104.5 ESPN socials that Mickey Loomis is there. So I would assume the entire Saints contingent is there now?
Yeah, pretty much everybody's here. It's not really a lot that I haven't seen. And then, got some opportunities to speak with some folks as well, Mickey Loomis included. And he spoke with us a little bit about, of course, the value of the Senior Bowl and all that. But then also, offered some, thoughts on, a guy like Tyler Shuck and how this event kind of helped put him on the map for certain coaches that maybe hadn't gotten to see him beforehand. And, how valuable this whole experience can be. So I think we got some pretty good insight on all of that. But yeah, I mean, there's I've seen the majority of the front office and just about every coach around as well.
So Loomis said, so the value of the event, what did he say?
Yeah, it was a lot of conversation around just an opportunity to be able to work with these guys. The Saints have a really unique, you and I talked about it last week. They have a really, really unique opportunity here with 5 of their coaches as well as 2 of their front office members or staff members on the American team's coaching staff. And so they get an opportunity to kind of get to know these guys and get close to these guys a little bit more, see how it is that they implement coaching and everything. I'll give you an example of that. Actually, it was from a different team, the national team in the morning, but there was a player, Lee Hunter, who has been, he's a defensive tackle, and he has been kind of a big focus. We wrote about him this morning over at LouisianaSports.net in terms of our 6 standouts in Saints fits. And one of the reasons why he kind of endeared himself to the coaching staff is that he did a rep, he got a note. The next time he did that, next time he got an opportunity to do a rep, he implemented that note. And then they told him take it a little bit further. Then he waited around for about 3 more reps, went in, got his opportunity, implemented even further. And so even if he would have implemented it without success, even if he would have lost that rep, what the coaches cared about was that they gave him a note and that he implemented it. When you get an opportunity here where you have a head coach, offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, and special teams coordinator all on one team here at the Senior Bowl, you're getting the opportunity to learn players to that kind of intimate level.
Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, and Locked On Saints. Anybody catch your eye so far through 2 days?
Well, I'll tell you what, he was a very recent ad here, but Chris Hilton's really fast, man. he's insane. He's been a lot of fun to watch. He has been a guy that's drawn some eyes today. I thought Aaron Anderson also stole the show a little bit yesterday. He did some really good things, but another guy that's really caught my eye so far, the pride of John Carroll University, Matt.
Let's go.
Tyron Montgomery is out here making plays. Guys talking about him getting an opportunity here to kind of boost his value. This is a guy that the John Carroll coaching staff told a story that they apparently found him on the internet. They found him on social media, saw some of his workouts, things like that, brought him in, added him to the team, and he had like 117 catches or something crazy like that last year. And so he has been putting himself on the map big time. This is an event that offers a lot of these players that come from small schools. I'll add Western Michigan edge rusher Nadame Tucker. These are guys that are coming from small schools that now get an opportunity to go up against higher levels of competition before they make that huge leap of competition to the NFL. Those guys are kind of benefiting from that here by showing that they can hang with some of these SEC schools.
What are we keeping an eye on tomorrow?
Biggest thing I'm going to be watching tomorrow is just continuing to get a look at these running backs and the defensive ends as well as defensive tackles. Those are kind of my 3 big focuses. The wide receivers are going to take your eyes, whenever they get an opportunity, they're going to catch your eye. Some of these offensive linemen have been a lot of fun to watch, especially Georgia Tech's Keelan Rutledge, a name that I would absolutely get to know if I was a Saints fan. And so, or as a Saints fan, if you're listening. And so I think that's going to be the kind of next big focus for me, is going to be that big running back group as well as the defensive tackle group. Because I think run defense, run offense, both could use a boost for New Orleans. And so those are players that you definitely want to get a close eye on.
Last thing, how's Nussmeier doing?
He's looked pretty strong today. He's out here wearing sleeves. I very much appreciate that because it's cold as all get out here. So he's a good decision maker. I'll give you that much. He's kind of been checking it down a little bit here today in the evening. But honestly, he's had himself a strong day. I don't think he's at 100% just yet. I think he mentioned that to a reporter while here. And I know that he was over on off the bench earlier this week, and he kind of talked about that core injury and everything. And so I think that he's showing, though, that, he can go out here and kind of play with toughness. I think that's a big part of what you're looking for here is competitive toughness out of these guys. He's showing that. And I know he's, doing well in the meeting rooms, interviews, things like that from what I've heard.
Ross Jackson, LouisianaSports.net, Locked On Saints podcast, YouTube. You get him for free wherever. Check it out. He's on Twitter at Ross Jackson Nola. Thanks, dude. Of
course, man. Thank you. Talk to you soon.
We appreciate it. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. Make sure you get your reservations for Valentine's week. They're booked for Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is a Saturday, Feb 14. It's also the same day as Endymion. So it's that big Mardi Gras weekend with Endymion, Bacchus, Orpheus. If you're going to be down in New Orleans on Valentine's weekend anyway, like Erica and I, we're going to the Endymion Ball, the extravaganza on Valentine's Day. So we're going to catch our Valentine's dinner earlier in the week. So get your reservation at Supper Club. Maybe you want to go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. You can do that earlier in the week. Get Valentine's dinner done early in the week. And then, of course, get down to New Orleans for the big Mardi Gras weekend. Or any night, any great occasion. SupperClubBTR.com. SupperClubBTR.com. That's the website to get your reservation. Remember, you're going to have the best dining experience. If you love steak, if it's the Australian Wagyu, if if it's the Japanese omi beef, the Japanese herb beef, the Sagrera cuts, they have truly one-of-a-kind steak options that you won't find anywhere else. Now, you want to have a prime cut steak that you can have? Yes, you can have an amazing prime cut steak, but with these one-of-a-kind type steak options, if you're a steak snob, you will love. If you truly appreciate these one-of-one types of beef, you will love Supper Club's options. Or if you want the Chilean sea bass or the veal parm that I rave about all the time, the lamb chops, my goodness, they have so many amazing options. And whatever you eat, it will be the best thing you eat at Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com for your reservations. SupperClubBTR.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and we're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Been a jam-packed show. Kevin Mawai was here in hour number one. All the Belichick conversation about the Hall of Fame snub. Said, let me get the perspective of a Hall of Famer. So Kevin Mawai was here in hour one. We appreciated that. Jeff Duncan was here as well. Zach Peerless, who covers the NFL for CBS Sports, talked about some of the free agent options, both for New Orleans and from New Orleans, including Demario Davis. You just heard Ross Jackson. So you missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Book your tee time at golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org. All right, y'all, final break of the show. We'll come back. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. We'll find out what we're betting on tonight. Jimmy's 5-leg parlay hit last night. Let's go. Although we couldn't get the stupid boost to work. I was a little bummed about that. But you hit on a 5-leg parlay. I'm here for all that action. Maybe the Otter, is the Otter getting hot on college basketball? It was 2-0 a couple nights ago. Hit the 5-leg parlay last night.
It's almost February.
I mean,
it's about time.
It's about time. All right. Auto locks are always posted at LouisianaSports.net. Everything's free at LouisianaSports.net. No paywalls, no article limits, no freemium, none of that stuff. Just it's all free. Just go check it out, LouisianaSports.net. Jimmy will be here next for Auto Locks to wrap up the show on AFR.
AFR.
New year, new home. If you need to sell your home, you need Darren James. Agent225.com. 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 By the way, remember, when you go to the website, at agent225.com, there's the home value tool. I've told you about this before, but if you haven't done it, it's a really good opportunity if you've been meaning to do it. Go to agent225.com, hit the home value tool. If you're on desktop, it's bottom right on the homepage. If you're on mobile, just scroll and you'll see it. It'll say home value, and you literally just type in your address. It's not going to ask you to punch in an email or anything. So just type in your address, and boom, it'll spit out using local market data. Local market data. An accurate representation of what your home is worth today. So, you need to sell your home. First thing you got to do is know how much your home is worth. It's a free tool at agent225.com to use. It's the home value tool. Check it out today. It's at agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
All right, down the stretch we come. Final segment here on this Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Having a little issue with the phone, so we'll see if we can get Otter on a video call the same way we just did with Ross. The audio just sounds so much better on those anyway. We try to do those when we can. Whenever we have good connectivity, we'll do that. But it's okay. I don't need that yet. So we'll see if we can connect with Jimmy for Otter Locks if he could jump aboard. Otter Locks are online at LouisianaSports.net. On the homepage under the latest, you see Otter Locks right there. You can get them. Jimmy, as we mentioned last night, had 6 basketball plays for us, including a 5-leg parlay, which did in fact hit last night. So I'm here for all of that. It was not, let's see, overall last night, he hit on the 5-pick parlay. He hit with Alabama laying the 10.5. He hit with Vanderbilt laying the 6.5. Lost with Virginia, lost with Oklahoma, lost with Michigan. So it was a 3-3 night, but 5-leg parlay paying out, which came back at +3 something or other if you had the boost. It was really nice. So a 3-3 night for the Otter last night, but a winning night when you're just talking about units. So if you're curious, the Oh, he's got another alt line parlay. Look at my guy going back to the well with another alt line parlay tonight. I'll run through the picks for him, and if we can get Jimmy on the phone to explain it all, we'll get to that. We'll get him. But let's see. Jimmy's got Cincinnati minus 3.5. He's got Georgia plus 1.5. TCU plus 7.5. Georgetown laying 3.5. And then an alt line parlay with Seton Hall money line, Florida minus 4.5, Wisconsin minus 2.5. Again, I would highly recommend if you want to play these, and that's a lot because it's 1, 2, 3, it's four. It's four against the spread bets, and then the alt line parlay, which comes back at plus $1.21. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 5 bets in total. If you want to get them, again, they're all at LouisianaSports.net. So Cincinnati, Georgia, TCU, and Georgetown all against the spread. Cincinnati, Georgia, TCU, Georgetown against the spread. And then the alt line parlay is Seton Hall money line, Florida minus 4.5, Wisconsin minus 2.5. All right, it's After Further Review brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry, LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. Y'all, Valentine's Day is 2 weeks from Saturday. Gents, if you want to thrill her and you be the hero, go to Lee Michaels. Any of their 9 locations, 2 in Baton Rouge, Corporate Boulevard, and Bocage, Mall of Louisiana, New Orleans, Lafayette, Shreveport, and always online at lmfj.com, lmfj.com. And ladies, remember, you can always get a beautiful piece of jewelry for him as well. Maybe it's a gorgeous watch. They have great options at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. lmfj.com. lmfj.com is the website. You can start by shopping there. And yes, they do have something for every budget at Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. So get the Lee Michaels experience. Buy a beautiful piece of jewelry within your budget. And, of course, thrill her with a gift in the red box from Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com. LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. As we mentioned, as we've been mentioning all week, Senior Bowl is going on. As you heard, we just had Ross Jackson with an update. Hester and Flynn have been broadcasting from Senior Bowl each weekday morning this week. So tomorrow will be the last day that they're on Radio Row because, as I understand, everything sort of packs up after Thursday because then they don't stay for the game on Saturday. So they'll do their show Thursday and then after practice head on back to Baton Rouge, be in studio on Friday. But they'll be back tomorrow again. They've caught up with Garrett Nussmeier. They caught up with Barry and Brown earlier today. Drew Fabianich, who's the executive director of the Senior Bowl. Luke Altmaier, the former Ole Miss quarterback, who, of course, transferred to Illinois, where he's been the past couple of years. You can catch all of that on demand, but they'll be live again tomorrow with Matt and Jake from Senior Bowl. And the other good thing about it, too, is they're going to the practices, and those are 2 guys that played in the NFL, and they're sharing their notes from watching these guys. So you're talking about 2 guys that played high-level football that know what they're watching when they go out to look at these players. And so when they're giving you notes on who caught their eye, I think it's going to carry a little weight. So make sure you catch Hester and Flynn tomorrow morning on Off the Bench there from Radio Row at the Senior Bowl. And next week we'll be at Senior Bowl. So I'll be wheels up on Tuesday out to San Francisco, and we'll do shows Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row. It was kind of we learned that lesson last year when we went out to Radio Row when the Super Bowl was in New Orleans. It was the first time we did Radio Row, and Monday was a little slow. Tuesday was better, but still slow. By the time we got to Wednesday, it was like, oh, this is the thing everybody talks about all the time. The closer you get on in the week. So we made the plan this year to fly out on Tuesday, and we'll do AFR Wednesday, Thursday, Friday from Radio Row at Super Bowl. So very much looking forward to being out in the Bay Area. Not staying for the game. We'll fly home on Saturday morning. But excited to do 3 shows out there from Radio Row at the Super Bowl. And it's one of the things that it's part of our commitment is to continue to bring coverage from great events all over the sports landscape to you. So last week in Houston at the Bear Bryant Awards, and now Senior Bowl with Off the Bench. Next week AFR will be at Super Bowl. We got other great things planned, and one of the things I'm very much hoping to do this summer is, provided next week while we're in San Francisco, Drew Brees is elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, as I think we're all expecting he will be. I mean, he should be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Then again, we all thought the same for Bill Belichick, and we've seen how that's gone here over the last 24 hours, as that's been sort of a mess. But if, in fact, Drew Brees is elected to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, our plan is something we've already planned for this year, and budgeted for is to be doing shows in Canton around Drew Brees' enshrinement this summer. So here's hoping it's good news for Drew Brees coming up on Thursday, a week from tomorrow at NFL Honors. And if it is, we'll be in Canton this summer for Drew Brees' Hall of Fame enshrinement, as I'm sure there's tons of members of the Who Dat Nation who are going to descend upon Canton, Ohio for that. So should be a lot of fun. We'll look forward to it as we get closer to it. All right, that's just about going to do it for us here on this Hump Day edition of AFR. We do appreciate Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, our title sponsor of every Hump Day show all throughout the year. Men or women, no matter your age, you want to feel your best, live your most optimal life. Our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness can help make that happen. A simple blood test can let you know if you're a candidate for HRT, and they got amazing peptide therapies as well. Learn more at yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Okay, y'all, that's going to do it for us here. Getting on down the road. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
AFR.
And as we get on down the road, let me remind you about Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. Hey, I was chatting with my buddy Martin over at Shaw Bills just yesterday, and, man, they continue to expand and grow, which is awesome. I love that about Shaw Bills. They're locally owned and operated, but they've continued to expand their footprint across South Louisiana. And Youngsville is one of the fastest-growing towns in the state of Louisiana. And if you live in Youngsville, if you think about relocating to Youngsville, Shaw Bills in Youngsville is looking for technicians with experience. 5-day work week. They have a monster bonus program. Great culture, excellent benefits. Help us spread the word. If you live in Youngsville, in that area, thinking about relocating, Shaw Bills is looking for an experienced technician in Youngsville. Learn more at ShawBillsTire.com, ShawBillsTire.com.